You know, y'all have your fun. Y'all laugh, y'all call us names, y'all put us down. Y'all women, y'all insult us, you degrade us, you put us down. You insult the good, hard-working man, the man that's in school, the man that's working 50 hours a week. You put us down. You call us ugly. You call us nerds. You call us squares. You call us boring. Go ahead and degrade us. Put us down. Go ahead. You say that we're not good looking. We're not tall enough. We're not this enough. We're not that enough. But we're working on ourselves. We're building our money. We're building our education. We're building our lives up. We're building ourselves up. We're taking care of ourselves. You know, and being single and not having children and being the ugly man, and I can tell you this from experience, being the ugly man is starting to pay off. I don't have to worry about STDs. I don't have to worry about paying child support. I don't have to worry about paying for dates, because you know what? When you're ugly, all you do is take care of yourself. When you're ugly, you care about you. You don't worry about anyone else. You don't worry about paying for someone else's kid. When you're ugly, you don't have to worry about adopting someone else's children. When you're ugly, you don't have to worry about paying for an abortion. When you're ugly, when you're really ugly, you don't have to worry about the anxiety of a date. You don't have to worry about what you're going to put on that day, or how much makeup you put on, or how much cologne you put on, or getting your hair done or anything. Because when you're ugly, you're ugly. You just say, I'm ugly. Screw it, I'm ugly. I don't care how I look when I go out the door. I'm going to be ugly regardless. Being an ugly man, I say, you know what? I don't care how I look. I don't care what I have on. I don't care what kind of shoes or what kind of name brand clothing I have. Because no matter what I put on, the women are going to still see me as ugly. So why throw away my money trying to please a woman or another man or some simps, or trying to blend in with the simps? Because you know what? Let me tell you something, okay? The pretty guys are simping. And they make it look so good. They make it look like, oh, you're missing out. You're not getting laid. You're not getting any. They make it look so fun. They make it look like you should get pretty. You should join this lifestyle. This lifestyle. What lifestyle? I don't want to be part of the simp race. I don't want to be making poor investments with money. I don't want to be throwing money away. I want to spend money on myself. I want to build myself up. Us ugly men, we have a lot less stress to deal with than the pretty boys out there. The pretty boys, they're always arguing with their girlfriends or their wives, divorce court, family court, child support, and taking pregnancy tests, and did she I caught her with another man. And that's the life of a pretty boy. Don't want to be a pretty boy. I don't want to be good looking. I don't want those problems. You know what? I'm glad I'm ugly. And if you're ugly and you're watching this video, you should be glad too, because you don't have to deal with all of those problems. You don't have to worry about HIV. You don't have to worry about herpes. You don't have to worry about chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis. You don't have to worry about getting AIDS tests. You don't have to worry about going to the STD clinic every 3 months. You don't have to worry about any of that. I thank all the women who called me ugly and rejected me. Thank you. Thank you for sparing me your craziness. Thank you for sparing me your STDs, your child support. Now, the one thing I don't like about being the ugly man, and I will admit this is a problem, is that we ugly men, the government makes us pay for kids that we did not make. You know how it is. We ugly men make the most money. And so the government, the socialist government, makes us pay for all the kids of all the pretty boys. It's still cheaper than having to pay for STDs. It's cheaper than having an STD. It's cheaper than having to go to jail because of something that a woman said that you did that you didn't do. Being ugly is a lot cheaper than being pretty, because when you're ugly, you don't have to pay for all of that unnecessariness. I've learned to think positive about this, that it is a blessing in disguise. I'm glad that the women see me as being ugly. I'm glad that the women don't accept me. I thank the women every day for rejecting me. Thank you for rejecting me, women. Thank you. You saved me a lot of headaches. You saved me a lot of stress. Be glad that these women are rejecting you. Be glad that these women are putting you down. Be glad that these women don't want you. Be glad, because these women are really helping you in a really, really big way. I'm telling you, us ugly men, we will have the last smile, the last laugh. We will be first one day. We will have the joy, while the pretty boys, the simps, they will be miserable. Okay, you think that because you're ugly, an ugly man, you're miserable, you're lonely, you're depressed. No, see that as no company is better than bad companies. The simps, they're miserable in a different way. They're going through family court. They have STDs. They're paying child support. Some of them are paying for kids they didn't make. They have paying child support for a kid that's really some other guy's kid. We ugly men, yeah, we're suffering loneliness, but loneliness is better than bad company. But the pretty boys are suffering a lot worse than the ugly men. I'm telling you, pretty boys are so much more miserable than us ugly men. That's why pretty boys are always hating on us ugly men, because pretty boys wish they were ugly. Ha ha! Remember that. Be glad if you're ugly. If you think that if the women have told you that you're ugly, you know in God's eyes, you're not ugly because you're his creation. I don't think you're ugly, but just be glad that the women thought you were ugly. Be glad, because you don't have to worry about a lot of headaches and a lot of stress that the pretty boys have to worry about. I'm so happy being single, not having children. I'm happy with my ugly life. I'm happy.